Two teams meet tonight with just one loss between them as two-time defending Northern 10 champion Colonel Crawford enters the Cougars Den for a boys hoop showdown against undefeated Crestview in a non-conference matchup between a pair of the area's very best squads. It's live and free and only on the OH Report, streaming wherever internet can be found, and it's all on the way next.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Welcome back to Olivesburg for the Sutton Bank pregame show. Alongside the Hall of Famer Joe Balogh, I am Brian Skowronski, and we got a pretty exciting matchup tonight, Joe. I think we got two teams, good skill sets, great records, two great coaches. Going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, it should be a really interesting game. I mean, you've got two veteran coaches that have had success. I mean, David having great success at Colonel Crawford over the past few years. You know, John was at Crestview for many years and then went to Mansfield Christian, built that program, now has come back to Crestview, and it's kind of got them off to a really, really good start here. And you have two conferences, the Northern 10 and the Firelands, that have been well represented as far as small schools the last few years. I mean, last year it was Crawford and West Reserve in the district finals there. So you've got two teams that play in very good conferences, and so this non-league matchup tonight is going to be a good one.
Let's dive into our first team spotlight of the night. We'll begin with the Colonel Crawford Eagles coming off a back-to-back perfect regular season show. Obviously, they're well coached. They've got great guard play, and you can always count on David Sheldon's teams being sound defensively.
Yeah, I mean, Crawford's going to do really try to take away Crestview's two best scorers in Cash and Thompson tonight. So it'll be interesting to see how they start the game if they face guard either one of those guys. So defensively, they're going to test Crestview tonight to see what those players can do.
And then for Colonel Crawford, they have a couple of great players themselves, Joe. We'll begin first by breaking down Braxton Baker's season. This dude set the single-game program scoring mark with 45 earlier in the campaign. What I like best about him is that he shoots a high percentage from everywhere on the floor, so he's a versatile threat, not just from beyond the three-point arc, where we really came to know him the last couple of seasons. Now he's shooting over 60% inside the paint, Joe, and he's one of the best free throw shooters, if not the best, in all of North Central Ohio.
Well, the one thing you could tell with Braxton Baker is he put in a lot of time in the offseason.
You can tell.
I mean, he changed his body a little bit, and he knew coming off of last season there was going to be an emphasis that he was going to have to be their guy. And when you're their guy, other teams are going to really focus on you. So he's probably had a lot more focus, defensively on him. But right now, early in the season, he's proven that he's capable of being the guy on the team. So he's off to a great start for the Eagles.
Yeah, averaging almost 25 points per contest, and he's been getting a lot of help in the middle from his senior teammate, Jacob Maddie. This dude nearly averages a double-double himself, and I would say he's probably the best post defender that they have on the team. So very much like Braxton, he's getting it done at both ends of the floor.
Jacob Maddie, again, another guy that last year was just kind of a role player and didn't really look to score, was kind of that guy coming off the bench that would give him energy. And again, you can also tell with him that he's put in some work too. He's gotten bigger inside. He's a lot more aggressive inside. I mean, him being on the floor is a key for Crawford. I think in the carry game, he got 2 fouls in the first couple minutes of the game and pretty much set the whole first half. And Carey made a run, I think, at the end of that half to stretch that game to 9, which was the difference. So it'll be interesting to see how Crestview decides to attack him inside.
Sure.
To see if they can get him on the bench. And then if he does get early foul trouble, it'll be interesting to see if Crawford, takes that chance to keep him in the game maybe a little bit longer if he has to play with 2 fouls.
Yeah, that was the recipe for success for Carey, ending Colonel Crawford's 58-game regular season win streak. So that is over, and they've started a new one, getting a win over Seneca East last weekend. For Crestview so far this season, Joe, it is their best start in nearly a quarter century, beating opponents by nearly 20 points per contest. So John Curtin has returned his second stint here with the program. He's got them back up and rocking and rolling, man, like they haven't been in quite some time.
Yeah, he's got them going. I mean, John does a great job. They're going to be solid defensively, and then offensively, they're just a fundamental basketball team. So it'll be an interesting contest as we start up tonight.
Cougars coming out of the gate strong. As mentioned, you look at some of the wins that they've been able to get so far on the season. The Monroeville one, very big game for them last Friday to knock them off for sole possession of first place in the Firelands Conference heading into tonight. We're going to step aside for just a moment with the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. And after that quick timeout, we'll tell you a little bit about Justice Thompson and kind of the emerging sophomore star out here in Olivesburg and how he's become the leading scorer so far for Crestview through 6 games so far. It's really been a treat to watch him.
In honor of our great nation and those who have sacrificed and served, please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we play our national anthem.
We'll continue our Sutton Bank pregame now by talking about the aforementioned Justice Thompson. And what a story this kid is. Just a sophomore, Joe, but I'm told he's the hardest working player on the team. Jake Furr wrote a great article about him that just posted a couple of days ago in the Mansfield News Journal that I encourage everybody to go check out, just about him coming here to school early, before 5 a.m. every day, and he's in here getting up shots, making sure he's the best that he could be. So far, it's working out. He's leading scorer on the team and one of the top in the conference.
Well, the one thing you appreciate as a coach is that not only players that just work hard in practice, but a lot of times as a coach we've said it's what you do when nobody's watching. So he's one of those guys that's dedicated himself to getting in the gym just to get up extra shots, because really as a basketball player, there's almost never a situation where you're never going to get up too many shots. So, you know, he seems to be a kid that really wants to work on his game and really be good. And, you know, I'm sure John Kirch is extremely happy with how he stepped up as a sophomore early in the season.
Yeah, just had a career-high 22 points in the win over Monroeville last Friday night, a game that you saw live and free right here on the OH Report for the Cougars to get to 6-0. And here they are right now about to be introduced. One key note, though, no Owen Barker for them tonight, Joe. That's one of only 2 seniors on the roster, and of course, he's their big dude in the middle. He was out playing at AT&T Stadium in Jerry's World in the All-American football game. And oh, by the way, 5 tackles, 2 sacks, pretty darn good basketball player too, averaging in double figures. So that's going to be a tough loss. I'll have to try to find somebody else to match up with Maddie and company on the inside.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough loss for him. I guess, you know, if you're looking at it from John Kirch's situation, you know, early in the season, and you're not going to try to rob a kid of that kind of opportunity to be able to do that. So what you're going to try to do is you're going to see, hey, who can step up and give us, you know, some extra minutes here. So it's going to give a chance for somebody that maybe hasn't played as many minutes here early in the season. They're going to get a lot more minutes tonight, which would be a situation that could really help you down the road as, you know, you get in that stretch in January where you're playing, you know, a lot of games.
And our keys to victory tonight for Crestview, I'm saying they got to kind of force the Eagles outside, Joe. Make them put up some deep contested shots. It worked for Carey. They forced Crawford to take a lot of threes. That's their only loss so far in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, Crestview's going to have to do a good job of trying to defend Crawford in the half court, because they're going to run a lot of sets that are going to put the ball in Baker's hands or Maddie's hands.
And then on the other side, our keys, we feel like, or at least I do, Joe, I feel like kind of the Eagles, they got to own the paint. And for you, they got to limit that Cash explosion. Here is Cash with the ball. He's a great shooter, along with Thompson. Try to limit their touches, right?
Yeah, I think that's going to be a big emphasis for Crawford. They're going to try to take away their 2 best scorers and make one of those other 3 guys try to beat them.
So here we are, underway. About 40 seconds into the contest. Crawford missed their first shot of the evening. And Crestview's going to get a good look inside and 1. Cash, 2 plus another one on the way.
Good backdoor play. I mean, a great cut, and even more importantly, a great pass.
So Heath Cash starting off the scoring. The lone senior available tonight for Coach Kurtz. And stepping up like a veteran, knocking down the free throw. Here is Baker. Here from the near wing, gets it inside to Maddie. Draws a double team. Off the kick out 3, ball is up. It's going to be well short. And here come the Cougars, got a 3-on-2, Cash. Throws it inside. Now here's a 3 ball that is up, in and out. Spun out there for Dylan Bruner.
And that's going to be a shot that Crawford's going to be willing to give up. They're going to try to do a good job of finding Cash and Thompson.
Baker misfiring from downtown. So Crestview now on the run to the cup, and it rolls through for Justice Thompson. So a 5-0 cushion here for the Cougars inside of their Cougar Den. And so far doing a nice job of shading help off on Baker, as well as Maddie, who's going to get called for a push-off in the back. That'll be the first team foul on either side. Actually make that the second against Crawford.
I mean, Matty just went over the top. I mean, you like the effort going to the glass, but he's got to be aware of not getting in foul trouble early.
Just the first on Matty. So here comes Thompson. Try to go for the crossover. Quick hands there. And tied up by Horsley.
Good defense. They just switched a dribble handoff. Horsley with really good hands. Gets there and forces the jump ball, but Crestview maintains possession here.
Thompson off the bounce. All the way to the cup and a pretty finish. Timeout taken by Coach Sheldon as his Eagles now in a 7-0 hole. And here's another look on the Baker's Pizza replay. Thompson, just a quick blow by there, Joe, and then I like how he elevated, put his hand on the glass.
You know, Crawford's emphasis is they wanted to try to stop those two guys, and right now those two guys have all 7 points. So they haven't done a very good job of what their emphasis was defensively coming into the night right now. So, and I'm sure at this timeout that's being addressed. You know, we got to make somebody besides those two guys beat us. So Crawford in an early hole here, so it'll be interesting to see what they come out. I'm going to probably say they're going to try to put the ball into Baker's hands or Matty's hands, try to get a really good look here.
They'll start with Baker at the elbow. Initiate the offense here through Matty.
They're running a clear out here for Baker.
Ooh, and he gets bailed out, Joe. Double team comes over. I think this is going to go against Thompson with a little bump on the body, perhaps.
Yeah.
Second look here on the Baker's Pizza replay.
And they just went with a high post entry to Matty and then cleared out the side and had Baker catch it at the opposite elbow, and then he was going one-on-one. And initially, Crestview did a really good job. They had two guys there to stop him, but Baker was able to draw the foul.
And, I mean, this is like water for him. Baker entering the game 95% from the charity stripe. He's now 23 of 24 from the line, and there's the announcer, jinx, Joe.
Just jinxing.
Man. I thought that was only Travis that did that on the White Report airwaves, but I guess I've got that unique supervillain power myself. As Horsley does a nice job of getting up into Thompson that time, forces him to give it up. Now Cash got Matty on the switch out. See if they get it right back in his hands. They will. Now here's Heath. Lost the handle. It's going to be a Cougar turnover. Baker thought about the pull-up. Now he gets into the lane. Lost the handle, I think, on the way up. Leading to Heath Cash.
I mean, good move by Baker. Just got to the lane and couldn't finish it.
Thompson called for the offensive foul. Setting his feet that time, Trevor Vaught.
Well, that's big. That's Thompson's second foul. So he's going to go to the bench here with just under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. So that could be huge. That's a big defensive play for Colonel Crawford.
A noticeable frustration, of course, on Thompson's face over on the sideline. He knows he's off to a great start here. Been playing well all season long. Now he's probably going to have to sit the duration of this first quarter. So that's a good two-man action there, leading to Baker. Air-mailed it. Bit too pumped up on that three-pointer. But the pocket gets picked, plus a foul as Horsley doing a really nice job on the perimeter defensively, making things tough. Active hands.
Yep, that's the second time he's stripped the ball handler, and that's Crestview's third turnover here in the first quarter.
Horsley kicks it out up top here to Vaught. Now to Baker, they'll go inside off the block. Matty turns, has to pick up his bounce. Triple gets blocked by Cash. Jarek Ringler with a head of steam. Now Cash from way downtown, bottoms up.
Well, Crawford's going to have to come out a little bit more and get a hand up on that if he's able to shoot it that deep.
Tough pass. Tried to hook it inside for Matty, and it's going to roll out of bounds for a Colonel Crawford turnover, something they don't do much of, Coach B. That's 3 already on the night, and they averaged Here's Ringler. Too hard off the square. Maddie clears. Push it ahead for Baker. Braxton with a 1-on-5, kicks it to the corner. Oh, great move. But I think getting a piece that time was Tyson.
Crawford's had a few opportunities to, they've got it to the basket inside. They just haven't been able to finish it at the rim.
Gonna get a bump here against Colonel Crawford. That'll be their third team foul. And that seems to be the open spot on the floor right now for Crestview. That dribble drive here off the left side. Three from the corner, nothing but net for Heath Cash, his second trifecta. And Crestview out to a 12-point lead. What a start.
Cash has 9. And they're gonna have to get out on him. I know those are deep threes, but they've kind of been uncontested threes. So there's probably going to be an emphasis coming out to try to make him put the ball on the floor and not just be able to catch and shoot it.
Well, talking to a member of the Crawford coaching staff, I think that was the plan all along, Coach, and so far not really executing the key to the game for them.
I mean, it's Cash and Thompson are the only two guys that have scored, so they're gonna have to do a better job of trying to make other guys, shoot shots to see if those guys can beat them, because Cash is off to a great start tonight.
And for Colonel Crawford offensively, it hasn't looked very smooth. Typically, this is a team, they exercise a lot of patience. They'll show some poise offensively. It seems like there's been some pretty quick possessions for them.
Yeah, but they've gotten in the lane and they just haven't finished a couple plays either. So, they've got to try to get Maddie or Baker untracked a little bit here. So again, you're probably going to see a set where the ball, the first and second option is going to be in those guys' hands.
Here's Trevor from the wing.
Looks like they're going to run something here to try to maybe post Baker. Oh, they ran a back screen action for Maddie.
Now here is Braxton. Thought about dialing up a deep one. Nice head fake. From the free throw line, gets the friendly hop. Derek Horsley on the board, and that's the first field goal for Colonel Crawford.
Horsley last time got to the lane and looked to pass it, so that was a good move there that he got to the lane and hit that shot.
This time, Cash, little heat check, comes up short. Offensive rebound, chased down. As that's going to be knocked out of bounds by Trevor Vaught.
Much better job there. You saw that they had a hand in Cash's face and they forced him to shoot an off-balance three rather than just a catch-and-shoot three.
Here's Tyson Ringler, front rim. And last touch by Colonel Crawford. Kind of interesting there. Trevor Vaught, see a look on the replay. He touched it. I think his momentum carried him out of bounds, and he was hoping a friend would come help out, Joe. No one came.
But, Crawford's got to be a little bit disappointed. They forced a tough shot by Cash, had another guy shoot it, and they just didn't finish the possession by getting the defensive rebound.
Tyson Ringler, short again.
Offensive rebound, that's huge.
And now a bump in the back. This is going to be number 2 on Maddie. And to your point about the carry game, he did get 2 fouls in the first quarter, had to go over to the bench. And it really cost them, Joe, because they lose out on quite a bit of size and rebounding. Though it looks like number 12 going to stay on the floor right now.
Right now he's going to stay in, so they're going to hope that being a senior and a veteran that he's going to be smart enough not to get another touch foul here.
Great backdoor cut, huh?
Good backdoor play.
Oh, offensive foul. That was nearly number 3 on Maddie. Take a second look here, Joe. What's your thoughts on the call?
He's set. I mean, the big difference in high school, you don't have that arc. So, you know, he was still on the ball side of the basket, had his feet set, so it's probably a good call.
Definitely a big break there for Coach Sheldon and his bunch.
Yep.
The way Jacob can stay on the floor here.
We're going to run a little duck in right here for Baker, trying to get him going. Good shot fake.
Got Dylan Bruner off the ground.
You know, they just made a high post entrance to Matty, ran what we would call a flex cut on the baseline. And Baker being the screener, he just steps in. It's kind of an old Steve Gray Norwalk play that he used many, many years.
Baker knocks down the first. He split the pair last time he was at the line.
Yeah.
And Braxton swishes the second, now 3 for 4. So we're approaching 1 minute to go here in a fun first quarter. Crestview, if you're just joining us, got off to a great start. The last 4 points have all belonged to Colonel Crawford. So they get the sophomore down on the block. Matty kind of hamstrung there. Didn't have to leave his feet. And now Trevor gets his shot blocked as he came in the lane.
Good job in that last possession by Crestview of trying to attack Matty inside and see if they can get that third.
Now Coach Sheldon asking for one shot. 20 seconds still showing on the clock.
So this will be big. If they can get a bucket here, then they're going to get the possession to start the second quarter.
Baker checks the clock, now down to 8, looking to go to work. Here's
yeah,
Braxton.
they're just going to clear this side, and then they got help, and Horsley's going to hit this three.
That is a huge triple, like Coach said. They're going to get the ball back, and they pull within 5 here off of the made triple. So at the end of 1, it's Crestview 13, Colonel Crawford 8, live and free, right here on the OH Report.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
We welcome you back inside the Cougar Den where Colonel Crawford starting to go on a tear here. They've got the last 9 points to make it just a 1-possession game after a really hot start by Crestview. I'm Brian Skowronski. Joe Balogh is joining me as well. And all of a sudden, Crestview going kind of icy like the weather outside. It was super sizzling hot for a minute, Joe, but things really starting to change here.
Well, Crawford came out and went right into the post to Baker, and because he draws so much attention, they kind of went with the double. He missed the shot, and then Trevor Holt was able to get the tip in the offensive rebound. So again, here's that flex action, and he ducked him in again.
Baker with the fall away and the friendly roll on the road. Baker starting to get it going.
So they've run that same action coming out to start the quarter. They ran it to the other side, and then they ran it to the left block.
Now they've got Thompson missing at the other end. Quick 2 points for Ethan Holt. Timeout taken by Coach Kurtz as Colonel Crawford on a 13-zip run.
I mean, great start here to the second quarter for Crawford. I mean, they've gotten really, really good looks, and I think that you can see the emphasis is they're trying to take advantage of Baker and that mismatch inside. So they've just run a lot of, a high post interest. You usually see to Maddie. They'll run a flex cut on the baseline, and Baker's just ducking in. And Crestview right now is having a hard time defending that. So it'll be interesting to see how they try to match up with Baker here.
Quick shout out to all of our generous sponsors bringing you tonight's action live and free. First Federal Community Bank. Banking locally just got a little bit easier. Baker's Pizza in Bucyrus. They are proud of their service to the community, even more proud to be the place to go after every local game or to watch your favorite team in action. Come join them today for a great meal and a great time with friends or family. I'm told the game is on every screen at Baker's right now. Also at Sutton Bank, you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Spherion Mid-Ohio. Let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. And Scout Construction LLC. With more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more info, 419-989-7240. So after some missed free throws, Colonel Crawford keeping their foot on the gas. That's Holton with his second bucket.
That's his third bucket. He's got 6 now. He's come off the bench and been really, really good.
And that'll stop the bleeding there. Jarek Ringler, the junior. Shooter's touch.
I mean, Crawford's put Matty on the bench here to give him a little bit of rest, and you're probably hoping here that they can still continue this run and prevent him from getting his third foul. But Crawford doing a lot of stuff here, posting Baker on the block.
And without Matty on the floor, almost allows them to spread it out a little bit, though they turn it over here. And Ringler spinning, dealing, and back-to-back buckets now for Jarrett. Using his size and length to his advantage, 6'3", long, lanky arms.
So we've seen Ringler step up score here and then Holt score for Crawford. So you're getting some guys besides the two big offensive players on each team starting to step up and make some shots.
Off the kick out, head fake. Second one. Maybe one too many passes that time.
Maybe passed it one too many. Horsley, though, with a really nice shot fake off the three-point line to create help situations.
Horsley lobs it in. Here's Baker.
Just ran a box set with the screen-to-screener action, was really looking for Baker.
Ends up with the three.
Holt, big rebound.
And the putback. How about these minutes from Ethan Holt?
This is huge, especially with Matty being on the bench. That's his effort's been a big difference right here in the second quarter.
Here's Cash, tumbles to the floor, and he's going to be fouled on the arm. That's going to go against Derek Horsley. And a well-contested call from the student section here. Take another look on the Baker's Pizza replay.
Probably got grabbed a little bit, but that's depending on how they're going to let him play.
Deep three, Thompson, kaboom. Now Justice beat off the bounce. Up and under move, not there for Trevor Vaught. Here's another three straight away. Back-to-back triples now for the Cougars. Crestview, the offense starting to come alive. It's going to be Eagle basketball here on the near side. A little bit of visible frustration on Coach Sheldon's face right now. They're able to get it to Baker down on the block. Turnaround jumper, pure. Braxton Baker with his second made field goal of the evening. Now here's Thompson off the screen, tried to turn the corner, cut off. Skip pass for Cash, quick trigger halfway home. And a big rebound there for Ryan McMichael. Great take, end to end, blowing it was Voigt though at the 10. Now Ringo's going to back it out and Cougars will reset. I think we're going to get a 3 in the key that time. It's going to go against Dylan Bruner.
That's kind of an unforced turnover that you really don't want, and that's, I think, their 5th turnover.
Officials say last touch by Crestview.
Just trying to make that high post entry. They've done Crawford's done a lot of stuff starting their offense in the high post and then looking to try to post Baker inside. So
here's Horsley matched up with Cash.
Again, high post entry. There's that duck in. Still got him there. Double team. Good rotation defensively.
Nice shot by Thompson getting in the passing lane. Pushes it to Cash, short corner, off the side of the backboard. Sets it up for Justice. And another opportunity here for Crestview. Is that going to be foul number 3 on Justice? It will. Big call.
That's a big, big call.
You see a ton of contact there on the Baker's Pizza replay. So Justice heading back over to the sideline for the final minute 32 here of the second. What's been a great back and forth contest. 23-20. Cougars led 13-1 before a 13-0 run then by Colonel Crawford.
Just running the cross screen action and looking to get it inside to Baker. Again, posting up, he's working pretty hard. Well, that's Crawford's 4th turnover. Crestview's got 5, so actually the game's been pretty well played, pretty cleanly played.
Cougars working it around the arc. They've seldomly tossed it inside down on the block.
They don't really play around the post. They just try to spread you out, make penetration and kick it. And
pull-up jumper, good from Cash. He's in double figures now. And the Eagles going to try to hold for the final shot here of the opening half. Horsley going to work off the screen from Baker. Mid-range J not there. Second opportunity in the third, and the fourth at the horn, no good. Ethan Holt, though, doing some great work in that second quarter to help Crawford trim down the deficit. They trail by 5 heading into the locker room. Keep it with us here on the OH Report as we'll welcome you back for the Sutton Bank halftime that'll have some stats analysis, and we'll hear from you, the fans, on our Fan Zone. So drop us some comments, and we'll return in just a bit.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
We toil. We sweat. We live. We breathe. We ache and cry and laugh and bleed. We dance. We play. We love. We nourish. We yearn and wish and hope and cherish. We mend. We heal. We repair. We sow. We plant and tend and gather and grow. We feed our families and the world's too. It's a calling, a feeling, real and true. We need no thanks, rewards, or dues. We love this land. It's what we do.
Welcome into the Sutton Bank halftime show, where you can always have banking that pays with Kasasa. Also like to thank all of our generous sponsors bringing you tonight's game live and free, including Baker's Pizza and Bucyrus. We are proud of our service to the community and even more proud to be the place to go after every local game or to watch your favorite team in action. Come join us today for a great meal and a great time with friends or family. Spherion Mid-Ohio, let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. Scout Construction LLC, with more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more info, 419-989-7240. Burkhart Farm Center, where it's always farmers serving farmers. And First Federal Community Bank, banking locally just got a little easier. I'm Brian Skowronski with you tonight, alongside the Hall of Famer Joe Balogh. And 2 quarters in the books, Joe. I mean, there were some big ups and downs for both sides. Give me a little insight as to what you saw so far in this game, with Cougars coming out with the hot start, Crawford answering, and then Crestview delivering another counter.
Yeah, I mean, Crestview's got to be pleased that, they were up 5 at the end of the first quarter. They're still up 5 at the half. I mean, Crawford had a really good start to the second quarter. Crestview kind of answered that. I think with Jarrett Ringler and Sam Wells hit some big shots. I mean, Crawford's emphasis is they want to try to contain Cash and Thompson, and those guys got 18 of the 25. So I'm sure at the half that's going to be an emphasis for Crawford, that they got to do a better job of eliminating those 2 guys. I mean, the thing I think Crawford's happy with, they pretty much played the entire second quarter without Jacob Matty.
Sure.
And kind of, were able to stay in and stay within reach here. So it'll be interesting to see how he plays in the second half, because they're going to need him to get some buckets inside and score. I mean, Baker's been really good. They tried to really post him up and get that mismatch. And then Ethan Holt, he was huge in the second quarter. He had 8. So, as a coach, we talk a lot about the first 3 minutes of the game being important. Crestview really run that. And now you come out and you talk about the first 3 minutes of the second half. So that could be really key to see if Crestview can stretch that out, or if Crawford can cut into it and even maybe take a lead here in the first 3 minutes.
These are your halftime stats presented by the Sutton Bank. And you see 4 made 3-pointers by Crestview in that first half. Those were huge. They also own a slight advantage in the board work. Turned it over a couple more times than the Eagles did, but Coach Sheldon's bunch only giving it up 7.3 times per contest. That is phenomenal, folks. I think about the best number I've ever seen about 6 games into the season. Foul shooting, not really that different on either side. Neither really getting to the line very often. So it's going to be Crestview basketball here to open up the third quarter as we wrap up your Sutton Bank halftime reports. And we will be back to action now with the Cougars, looking to add to their 5-point cushion on the First Federal Community Bank scoreboard. This is a guy that can do it. That's Cash coming up short, though, and Baker skying for a quick defensive board. Now here's Braxton, sizing up his defender and getting a shot blocked right back in his face. Now they're looking to get it inside to Matty.
Nice pass.
But it's spun out on the shot attempt there by Ethan Holt.
I mean, Crawford's had about 3 or 4 of those that they've been right at the rim and just have not finished them.
Here's Thompson with those 3 fouls. Back iron, Matty coming in for the board. Crawford pushing now with Horsley, setting up Baker. Wide open look straight away. So nobody able to hit in the first minute. As Justice, skip pass. Now Cash off the bounce, steps through, left hand, pretty.
You know, Cash has shown that not only can he shoot the three, he can put it on the floor. That was a really good move, especially going to his left, and then kind of came back and finished with his right.
Heath Cash has really taken his game to the next level now in the senior season, and this guy having a pretty solid senior campaign as well. Derek Horsley averaging a shade below 7 points per game. He's right on that right now.
Horsley's been really good with the shot fake and 1 or 2 dribbles and looking for that jump shot.
Here's Wells from outside, his second triple.
I mean, again, this is a really good start for Crestview this first 3 minutes. They've extended that lead now to 8. Nice pass.
Yeah, second time we've seen Maddie put that one right where it needed to be. Holt this time able to drop it home.
And Holt goes to double figures. He's got 10.
Cash thought that he got hit on the wrist there on that shot attempt. Now Vaught, baseline drive. In amongst the trees, puts it up, nearly tipped it home. And it squirts out of there into the hands of Jarek Ringler. Almost a turnover there for the Cougars. And here comes Jarek straight down Broadway, drops it in.
Made 2 nice drives by Crestview the last 2 possessions. One by Cash and this one by Ringler, so.
A match at the other end. Baker doing some nice work down on the block. Coach Kurtz wants a timeout.
And I think you can see what Crawford's trying to do here in the second half. They're just trying to really stick the ball inside to either Baker. And when they've gone to Maddie, you've seen Crestview's doubled Maddie, and then Holt's done a really good job as he's passed it to the post of making a cut to the basket, and Maddie's done a really good job of finding him. But on the other hand, you know, Crestview has really hurt Crawford with just driving the ball to the basket. So I'm sure Coach Sheldon's going to emphasize we got to keep the ball in front of us. Coach Kurtz is probably trying to make an adjustment as how they're going to try to handle Crawford putting it in the paint so much.
Eagles really are attacking a lot down on the block with those 2 guys that you mentioned, their senior leaders. Baker's done a nice job at times, being able to back his way down. And then Maddie, a really gifted passer. I think he's second on the team in terms of assists on the season, Joe. So even though he's a big guy, definitely has a great vision down there on the block as well.
Yeah, but again, I think he's going to have to score for him here in the second half. He's going to have to get a few buckets. So it'll be, as I said, it'll be interesting to see how Crestview tries to defend him. If they continue to double, he's found the open guy, and if they don't double him, he'll probably have an opportunity that he can score some.
Want to say hello to everybody out there watching on Facebook and YouTube who's dropping us comments down in the fan zone. I see the Freddies leading the Golden Knights. Is that 22-1? That'd be unbelievable if that's the score there. That's an unbelievable turnaround, Jay, there from Jarek. 6'3" junior. Showcasing a nice variety so far.
Yeah, he's started coming out here in the second half, has been really aggressive with the, attacking the basket and creating his own shot.
Horsley kicks it out to the corner now. They call for Maddie down on the block. Backs his way in, turns over the left shoulder, came up short. And tough foul from Maddie. Coach Sheldon just read his lips and just said stupid. Which it is. I mean, not far away from the bucket.
Yeah, the thing is, you look back, his first foul was just one, and he went over the top of a guy. He's just going to have to play a little bit smarter and not put himself in those situations. And he's got a tough matchup because he's guarding Thompson.
Cash got his pass deflected, and it will be one more time out of bounds. The Cougars basketball underneath. Justice to trigger. And Ringler nearly got his pocket pick tied up on the floor. So jump ball, possession arrow favoring Colonel Crawford. trailing by 8 here in the third.
Again, Horsley good defensively. That's the third time I think tonight that on a drive he's gotten his hands on the basketball and, forced a turnover. Important possession here for Crawford, trying to, get it back to 6. Again, they run a little flex action. Horsley comes off a down screen, gets an open 3.
Eagles just have not shot it well from downtown, though. It's a great job of reading the play there by Trevor Vaught, but Ringler turns him away in the paint, leading, though, to a wide open 3. Horsley misfires. Baker, another opportunity, flexing a little bit in front of the Eagle student section as he's heading to the free throw line and 1.
If you're missing perimeter shots, the thing you got to do is just got to make more of an effort to the offensive glass. So that's a big possession. Crestview had to stop, turned it over. Now they got a chance that they can cut it to 5. Baker missed a shot, but again, great effort there to the offensive glass by Holt.
Second missed free throw tonight by Braxton Baker. Entered the game having just 1 miss all season long. 95%er. Ringler really playing with a lot of confidence. Now Thompson with the jump stop, sets up Wells. And the Cougars have shot it so well from the perimeter. All those little head fakes, Eagles are kind of biting right now. But they're going to be out of bounds here. That's going to go down as a turnover with Bruner having a shoestring on the out of bounds line.
They got the offensive rebound. Just unfortunate for Crestview. They stepped on the baseline. So again, Crawford's got a chance here to cut it to 3 or 4. Nice backdoor cut, but good defense there by Thompson.
And it's going to be a kick ball. So Crestview getting possession back, 2:22 showing on the clock. Looking to go to 7-0 for the first time in a long time. Last time they were 6-0 back in the 90s. They lost game number 7. And they're going to lose possession now for the second straight time with another turnover.
And that's Crestview's 4th turnover here in the second half. And as you mentioned, 2 in a row here. So again, Crawford's got a chance to cut into this deficit.
Baker looking to go to work short corner, and he's going to get fouled. And Bruner charged the personal.
Crestview kind of had him taking a shot that they wanted him to take is a baseline jumper from about 12. You just can't foul him on that jump shot. It was well contested.
First one good from Braxton. As Holt's going to check out of the lineup.
Boy, they got to really be pleased with the minutes that Holt has given them tonight. He's played very well.
And I just did get an update, that text that we got from our very own Hayden Gray. It's 22-19 Fredericktown over Northmore. The 9 was getting cut off, Joe. Just to let our viewers know. If you want to check in on that one, that's also live and free on our Facebook page as well as YouTube Channel 4 tonight.
Thompson's been able to stay out of foul trouble. He's got 3, so Crestview, been able to play him, and he hasn't picked up his 4th.
Ringler able to get his way through traffic, missed the shot in sight. Now here comes Crawford looking to trim it down to a single possession game as Baker goes up and under. Gorgeous move by Braxton Baker.
Kind of showed he was going to shoot on the left side and went with a reverse layup.
Now Thompson a bit out of control. Turnover is piling up. So are the points for Baker in the third. We're back to even, folks.
Well, we talked about those first 3 minutes, and they played pretty even. But here the last 2.5 minutes, Crawford's done a really good job. Horsley with really good pressure on the ball here.
Wells looking to go right at Maddie, turns into the body, and he goes good off the square.
Good decision by Wells, trying to, attacking Maddie, seeing if he could get his fourth. And, Maddie did a pretty good job of just walling up, but Wells finished with a nice post move inside.
Down to 7 seconds to go. Baker thought about the three, now goes to work off the right side. Crossover, and he's going to come up short at the horn. We head to the fourth, and we've got a fun one, folks. Crestview leads Colonel Crawford 36-34.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
And you can take it to 6. On the other hand, Crawford's emphasizing, let's get a stop, a score and a stop, that they could tie it and then have a chance to take the lead again.
And that's the situation we have here in money time. Crestview on top by 2, trying to make it 5. But Wells can't take the top off with that one. As Colonel Crawford with the defensive board. Sets up Baker. He got hot. He was cooking at the end of that third.
Good look by Baker. Hasn't shot a lot of threes tonight, but that was a good look.
Pace starting to intensify here as we open up fourth quarter action with Heath Cash getting a bump from Baker. He's going to go to the free throw stripe. Something Crestview has not done much of. I think they've just been to the foul line once.
But you take a look at how, what Crestview runs offensively. They basically are just trying to spread you out, go 5 out, and really drive the ball. So they really don't have a post present inside. So the way they're going to get to the free throw line is just by what Cash did there is, driving it and trying to finish it. But what they've had a lot tonight is, they've driven it and kicked it out and shot threes, which they've done pretty well.
Cougars now 3 for 3 from the foul line tonight.
Cash got a really good shooting stroke. Again, they run that little duck-in play to Baker. Looking to post him up inside, set a double screen for Horsley coming to the top. He does a really good job getting to the basket.
Went right at Cash and clanks it in off the square.
Horsley's played really well tonight. He's gotten some big baskets for him offensively, and then defensively he's been good. And that's a shot Crawford's willing to get up because it's not Thompson or Cash shooting it. And Baker steps up in transition.
Braxton Baker now up to 20 points on the night. He has been sizzling, folks. More than half of CC's points here in this contest. And they've needed them all, taking the lead for the first time since the first quarter. And Crestview now looking for an answer.
Interesting matchup. Maddie Garden Thompson, both of them have 3 fouls.
Here is Justice, quick trigger, splash. Huge shot for the sophomore. Been kind of quiet for his standards. That puts him in double figures.
His first 3 of the night, I believe.
Now the Crestview student section starting to come alive. As Baker gets to the foul line, clanked that one. Wells with the strong board.
Good defense there by Bruner. Forced a contested shot by Baker.
Maddie got a piece of that one. Eagles fans thought perhaps that was last touched by Crestview. Tough to determine on the Baker's Pizza replay. As Tyson Ringler brings it in up top for Wells. Now Thompson, blow by. Saw that a couple times in the first quarter. Getting back to the rim here in the fourth. Foul's going to come on the floor. It's going to go against Tyson Ringler, riding Braxton Baker a bit.
I mean, that's a tough matchup on the perimeter for Matty. He's not quite as quick as Thompson. So, Thompson just hit a three, and he's trying to probably, try to make sure he doesn't get another one. But Thompson does a good job of putting it on the floor and driving it to the basket.
Down on this end.
There, flex action. Horsey's going to get a wide open three.
And he makes it, Joe. Pulls Crawford back within a point as the merry-go-round continues. Now here's Wells with the stutter. Sets up Tyson. He's wide open. Why not? And Wells with the putback.
Rebound.
So Sam Wells back in the scoring column.
Wells has 10. Here's that flex action again. Horsley open again.
Can he do it the same on this side? Cannot. So now Jarek pushing. Gets it to Cash. And poked away from Thompson by Trevor Vogt. Cash gets by Vogt. Now draws a double team. Kick out to Wells. They'll work it. Thompson. And Cash misfiring, but how about the work inside from Sam Wells? Second opportunity not there, though, for the Cougars. Crawford with the chance to pull within one or tie. David Sheldon, I thought he was going to walk straight out the gym. That man, so animated, always moving on the sideline. But his team turns it over. Here's Jarek to the rack. Count it. Jarek Ringler, strong drive down the lane, right into the chest of the defender, and he's able to put it home. It's going to be the first foul on Holtz, and Coach Kurtz wants a timeout with 3:19 remaining here in the fourth quarter, and Crestview on top by 6. Here's what we got coming up the rest of the week. As mentioned, Northmore Fredericktown, they're throwing down right now over there in Freddyville, so if you want to check in on that one, flip over on our Facebook or YouTube channel for. Also going to have Buckeye Central versus Upper Sandusky on Friday night. Right now, two of the bottom feeders in the Northern 10 League. Which one will get a big win and start moving their way up the food chain in the conference? And then Friday night, what a contest that we have. Mansfield Christian and Lucas both undefeated in league play. Lucas undefeated overall. Mansfield Christian just one loss, that coming to undefeated Crestview on the season. So a lot of big-time action on the boys' side. And then for the ladies tomorrow night, you can catch Mount Gilead at East Knox in some game action. Buckeye Central versus Upper Sandusky, one of the best girl games that we can have conceivably in the area. Upper Sandusky just one loss. Buckeye Central, I believe, the same. And then Mansfield Christian Lucas on Thursday night. Get a chance to see Some awesome athletes on display all the way around, all week long, taking you in to the holiday weekend. I am Brian. Joe Balogh is with me tonight. And by the way, we do have a brand new show dropping tomorrow as well, called The Joe Show, starring Mr. Balogh here. As that three caroms off the front iron, Maddie might have got away with one and then slams it off a Ringler. But I'm sure we'll definitely be talking about this game on the show tomorrow, Joe. We'll have some highlights and lots of other great things.
This is a big possession for Crawford here. Under 3 minutes, you're down 6.
And it ends with a one and done, well securing the board. Crestview's played with such a quick pace offensively all night. We'll see if things start to slow down here as they've got the 6-point advantage. Doesn't look like it. Tyson inside, and Ringler pushes it out to 8.
That's his first basket tonight.
Crawford in danger of losing 2 of their last 3 games after winning 58 straight in the regular season. They're going to have a chance with no time coming off the clock here, and Jacob Maddie on his way to the free throw line.
This will be Jacob Maddie's opportunity to score tonight. He has not scored yet. So Crestview's done a pretty good job of, I think that we saw early in the third quarter they were doubling, but he was willing to be a passer.
Calmly puts home the first. Maddie averages over 11 points per contest. And he goes 2 for 2. 2 big free throws right there for the Eagles. We've got to start pushing up the intensity here on the defensive side. Haven't seen them try to trap much tonight, as Wells stepping into a deep 3, missed it. And we're going to get a foul here on the floor against CC. Go against Trevor Vogt.
Well, Crawford had him take a shot probably that they would want. I don't know if John Kurtz wanted that shot, with the score in time. And fortunate they were able to get the offensive rebound and get possession back.
And it looked like Cash had to put his hand down, huh?
Got that as 12 turnovers now for Crestview. So, Crawford's been able to turn them over.
Now Horsley fouled. That'll be the 5th against Crestview. Still one more foul to give before the bonus kicks into action. Such a crucial possession here for CC.
These possessions here in the last 3 minutes have been big.
Run some flex action, trying to get Baker open.
Get Horsley open again. Another open look. He's going to get another one.
This time he penetrates off the kick out. Vogt wide open. Short-armed it. And he picks up his 2nd foul. Be the 5th against Crawford.
Crawford just really struggled from the perimeter. I think they only have, they got 3 threes tonight, 2 by Horsley, 1 by Baker. But, Horsley hit the one earlier here in the quarter and has had 2 wide open looks and just has not been able to make it.
And they'll foul Ringler immediately. That's their last foul to give.
And Crawford's going to look at probably fouling here and trying to put him at the line and see if they can extend the game here a little bit.
Imagine Heath Cash is the guy you want with the ball. Here he is.
You want to try to get it out of his hands and probably foul someone else. Again, look, got a trap, forced a turnover here. Oh, Wells, what a hustle play. That was huge.
Sam Wells giving up the body, diving on the ground.
Horsley with the steal.
And here comes Derek. Sets up Braxton. Big shot, Braxton Baker. One possession game as we're just sub 1 minute. Big change of events.
I mean, that was really big. Crawford's forced 7 turnovers here in the second half. And the guy that's kind of been involved with almost every one has been Horsley. So now if you're Crawford, you're going to probably look to try to trap here and see if you can force another turnover. And if you can't, you're going to probably look to foul someone. And I would assume you don't want to foul Thompson or Cash. Try to put somebody else at the line. But I'm sure John Kurtz is telling Cash and Thompson, you got to get the ball in your hands and be the guy that are going to handle the basketball for us.
No question about it. Certainly want your senior leader out there on the floor handling the ball in the precious moments here. Cougars trying to go to 7-0 on the season. So they'll have Wells to inbounds. Cash and Ringler there in the near court. And not a good pass. Saved off of Cash. It's going to be Colonel Crawford ball, and that's the guy you were talking about, Joe. Derek Horsley making it happen.
I mean, he's been solid defensively tonight. I mean, he's got a lot of deflections. That was just a tremendous effort. Deflected it and then threw it back off of the offensive player to give Crawford the possession.
So turnover number 14 by the Cougars.
Crestview's got 1 foul to give.
And Baker.
Baker got a really good look.
And Horsley's going to be called for the foul here. So it'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity on the way for Jarek Ringler.
I mean, Crawford can't be disappointed with the look that they got. Baker got a really good look at the basket.
And this is the first. Door still wide open for Colonel Crawford.
See what they're going to run here.
30 seconds to go. Horsley chased out of the corner. Jump stop, missed it in tight. Cash with the board. And he seems to be all fired up. Referee telling him to just look cool, be chill.
Yeah, you just got to be cool in this situation. I mean, Crawford just kind of ripped the ball away from him, and you can't. The game's on the line right now, and you can't do anything stupid.
Chance to make it a 2-possession game here for Heath. Sticks it. Massive shot there for the senior. And rattles in the second. Cougars applying a little full court pressure. Baker breaks it all by himself, straight to the rack. Timeout taken. And as this one's getting tight out in Fredericktown, got a 55-45 contest, under 30 seconds to go in the fourth quarter of that one. So it looks like the Freddies going to end the Golden Knights win streak. Can Colonel Crawford do the same here on the road? They're in a much tougher situation. 17 seconds, trailing by 3. Got to go for the steal first, Joe. How much time do you allow to come off the clock before you elect to go ahead and make that foul? Is it pretty instant?
Well, I think what you're going to see them do, they're going to do the same thing they did last time. They're going to really try to deny the entry. They're not putting anybody on the inbounders. So they're going to look to try to get that deflection and steal. And probably if they don't get to steal right away, they're going to look for a trap. But if the ball comes out of the trap, they're going to have to look to foul right away. So the goal for Crestview is to try to get the ball into Cash's or Thompson's hands so that's the guy that they're going to foul.
Instead, they'll have to come to Wells. And very little time coming off the clock there before Baker comes over and picks up foul number 9. So this is the last 1-and-1 situation for the Cougars. And a pressure cooker right here for Sam Wells.
So Crawford did what they wanted, really denied the basketball, didn't let Cash or Thompson get it. As soon as Wells caught it, they knew that was a guy that they're going to foul. So Wells has been really big here in the second half.
And he continues. Pushes it back up to 4. And the junior goes 2 for 2. Timeout Crestview. Going to be just a 30-second timeout. I see we do have a final there in that Fredericktown game. They've won 55-47. And it looks like Crestview probably going to be moving to 7-0 on the season. Joe, what have you liked about their execution here down the stretch?
Well, you know, they've turned it over. They've had some tough turnovers, but the thing is they really haven't lost their poise. I mean, I think, you know, you look at it, Wells has played really well in this game. He's been a big key. So Crawford's got to look to, you know, they just got to get a quick score here. Whether it's a 2 or a 3, they're looking to try to get a quick score.
It's a nice drop off inside, Maddie. Exactly how Coach B drew it up for him. So it gets it back down to the single possession.
That's Maddie's first field goal of the night. I mean, I know that actually Crestview had a foul that they could have given. And I don't know if they were aware of that or not, but you know, they could have fouled him out here. They took some time off the clock and, you know, made Crawford reset. So Crawford's got to be pleased that they were able to, you know, get a quick basket and have just over 10 seconds left to go. So again, they're in the same situation. They're going to look to deny it, see if they can get a steal, trap it and get a steal, or they're going to foul right away.
So for the Cougars, just got to get it in bounds. You're going to get 2 shots if you get fouled. They've done a nice job. They've hit their last 4.
So they got Cash, Thompson right in front of the ball, Cash all the way here at half court. I'm assuming Cash is going to start coming to the basketball. Oh.
Yeah, tough catch there by Thompson, making it in traffic. And Justice.
Horsley again was close. He had his hand on that basketball and almost got a deflection in a steal.
Yeah, he's really played a whale of a game, particularly in this fourth quarter on defense.
And he's been really good offensively too. So, I mean, that's something you can be really happy with as your coach Sheldon.
Clutch shot right there. And 2 for 2. Baker's going to have to get one up in a hurry. And he'll sink it.
No time.
But that's going to take us to the end of the game. The final horn has sounded, and Colonel Crawford, losers of 2 of their last 3, as Crestview remains undefeated on the season. They will move to 7-0 with their biggest win of the year. This is a signature one for the Cougars, especially without the likes of their big man in the middle. We'll step aside and take a timeout and be back for your Sutton Bank post-game show that will include an interview with our Baker's Pizza player of the game. So keep it here. All that, stats, analysis, and more on the way right after this.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
We toil. We sweat. We live. We breathe. We ache and cry and laugh and bleed. We dance. We play. We love. We nourish. We yearn and wish and hope and cherish. We mend. We heal. We repair. We sow. We plant and tend and gather and grow. We feed our families and the world's too. It's a calling, a feeling, real and true. We need no thanks, rewards, or dues. We love this land. It's what we do.
Welcome inside of the Sutton Bank post-game show, where banking always pays off with Kasasa. I'm Brian Skowronski. Joe Balogh is with me, and what a show we just got here, Joe. 2-point game, Crestview coming out with a big-time victory as they remain undefeated on the season, but it wasn't easy. This was a lot of back and forth, some big runs by Colonel Crawford. Braxton Baker in particular really got hot there in that second half. Yeah,
Braxton Baker was really big, kind of what you expect out of him, try to take over the game. Thought the other guy that gave a great effort for Crawford was Derek Horsley. He was solid at both ends of the floor, had a lot of deflections, a couple steals, really kept them in the basketball game. But, Crestview, you got to give them a lot of credit. Heath Cash was really, really good. But I think the guy that was kind of a key for him in the second half was Sam Wells. He had, I believe, 9 points in the second half, and just was kind of that third cog that they had that they needed tonight.
Take a look at the final stats presented by Sutton Bank. And you see the field goals really similar, Joe. The threes as well. Crestview winning the battle of the boards inside, and they give it away 8 more times than Colonel Crawford does. How do you really explain this one then from what we saw? What's the breakdown that would ultimately put the Cougars over the top?
Well, I think we go back, we talk about the start of the game. I think that was huge for Crestview. That 13-1 start I think that gave them a lot of confidence with how they could play. And I don't think, if I look back, I don't think Crawford took the lead in the game. I think they tied it. I don't think Crawford ever got the lead. So a lot of credit to Crestview for just kind of hanging tough. But you also give Crawford a lot of credit, too, because, they didn't give up. And I think if you're Crawford, you go back, you're going to look at this film, you're going to look at the number of shots you missed right at the rim. Yeah. They missed some early, and then they also missed some late. They got some really good looks. But 2 really good basketball teams. I mean, I think Crestview, without Owen Barker, sure, one of their key cogs, you got to be really happy with being able to beat a team like Crawford that's, perennially really good and is going to continue to be a really good basketball team this year. Yeah, no question. This is a team that doesn't have a ton of veterans on it, so they were led by the junior class tonight, including one Sam Wells, who's going to join us on the other side of the break. He's going to be our Baker's Pizza MVP, so stick around, and we'll have a conversation with Sam right after this.
You have better things to do than to job hunt or scramble to find your next great hire. So let Spherion do it. We say local is our superpower because we live and work where you live and work. We know the Mid-Ohio job market, and we're locally owned. So you won't find a partner who's more engaged and literally invested in your success. If you're ready for something better, start with Spherion. Visit us online at midohiojobs.net or call 419-747-7479.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Back now with our player of the game presented by Baker's Pizza in Bucyrus. Sam Wells joining me now. 9 of your 12 points in the second half. Tell me about coming off of the bench and providing that big spark that you did, not only in the second half, but then there you had a big 3 at the end of the first.
Well, really I just think it came from rebounding. my main job there was to keep 12 off the boards. I think I did that well, and that contributed to my points.
And you guys are down a big man tonight, of course, no Owen Barker. So how much more went on your shoulders of making sure that you were a big key cog in the paint?
I mean, I knew I could feel it. I know how I play, and I was confident when I went into the game.
Yeah, you guys off to a 6-0 start heading into today. Your key win so far to this point, Mansfield Christian. So this is a bit of an elevation in talent in terms of taking on a team in Colonel Crawford. Went all the way to the regional final last year. Got to feel pretty awesome getting a win over them. Did it feel like this was a high-level, intense game that you guys were able to kind of slug out by the end?
Yeah, we had to gut it out at the end there. It was just tough the whole way through.
And for you guys now being at 7-0, I'm going to have to really look back and see when the last time it was. I know it's been more than 20 years or so for you to be the team that's done it. What about this group you think makes you kind of a special one?
It just makes me feel so important to the team. Makes me feel like I'm doing a real job.
Take us a little bit inside the locker room, and what was the conversation with Coach? What did he tell you guys after this big W?
Well, just heck of a job for everybody, and the rebounding was outstanding, and great defense all around.
And for you, in this junior class, only 2 seniors on the team. How much do you feel like you need to step up and be leaders and be veterans for this group? Because there's quite a few sophomores that are also getting in the mix.
Well, yeah, Coach emphasizes leadership on this team, and it has to come from the older kids especially, just because, some of them don't want to lead, and I feel like that's put on my shoulders and my captain's shoulders too.
So give me a little insight into that and some of the preseason discussion. Did it feel like you had a core nucleus and group that was able to come out and start off with 7 wins, or has this been a little bit of a surprise for all you guys?
Well, going into the summer, we had about 6 guys throughout the whole summer, and I feel like that whole group has been really tight-knit, and, not that it was surprising to be 7-0, but I think we know that we can be here.
Well, you definitely are now. Congratulations on a big win over Colonel Crawford tonight on your home floor. Is there anybody that you'd like to give some love to? Now's your chance for any shout-outs that you might have available.
Well, I want to give appreciation to Jesus Christ and my parents and all my teammates.
All right, Sam Wells, your Baker's Pizza MVP. Thank you so much for the time, man. Congrats.
Thank you guys.
All right, we're going to welcome Coach Balogh back in here to close things out. Yeah, congrats, dude. Good stuff. And getting a standing ovation from everybody out here on the floor, Joe. Obviously a fan favorite and a captain coming off of the bench, so that's something that obviously you don't see a ton of, and just in the junior class, so it's got to be a well-respected voice within the locker room, and he brought a lot of work into the game, and he said that kind of what his assignment was tonight was to make sure that Jacob Maddie didn't go off. I mean, just 1 field goal for the kid, so I would say put a check mark in that box.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, one of the things we talked about was that, that Cash and Thompson had to be good for Crestview, and then Baker and Maddie had to be good for Crawford. Baker was really outstanding, but Maddie struggled. I mean, he got foul trouble early again tonight. And I think, that's going to be a big emphasis for Colonel Crawford, that he's going to have to play a little bit smarter and not get in early foul trouble, because although Crawford was able to stay, within reach in that second quarter, again, he set much of that second quarter. And then I, kind of picked up a 3rd foul. So, when you get that 3rd foul, you start to get tentative, and that hurt them. But, Crestview, really big win for them.
Sure.
I mean, especially with the Barker being out. This is a huge win, and something that I'm sure Coach Kurtz is going to say, big win, but we got to build on this thing. We can't be satisfied with what we're doing right now.
So let's take a look at what's coming up here on the horizon for both of these teams. The Cougars still undefeated, and Crawford having to bounce back from a situation they haven't been in a long time, Joe. 2 losses in their last 3 games, and it doesn't get much easier. They got to go on the road at Winford, who's having a phenomenal season. So Coach Sheldon got his work cut out for him right now.
Yep. I mean, it's just part of the process. So what you're going to do is you're going to lean on those 3 seniors of Baker, Maddie, and Horsley. I mean, we mentioned earlier Horsley was really good tonight. They just got to kind of get Jacob Maddie going, and if they get those 3 guys going, you got a really good trio there of Horsley, who can handle the ball, was made really good decisions offensively tonight. Defensively was outstanding. Baker's proven it's going to be hard to stop him. They just need to get Jacob Maddie going. offensively, and then, just being a little bit smarter, not getting in foul trouble.
And for Crestview, they get to play New London, who I do not believe have gotten a win so far on the season. They're going to be right back here at home, so it looks like, they're probably going to stay on top of the Firelands Conference, keep that undefeated streak rolling into the Christmas holiday season. I mean, what a gift for Coach Kurtz and company.
Yeah, anytime you're at 7-0 and have a chance to go 8-0 before Christmas.
Beautiful thing.
Christmas is usually pretty good.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Going to be a lot of smiles and laughs, certainly in the Kurtz household, along with a lot of these Crestview players. All right, that's going to wrap up our coverage tonight from inside of the Cougars Den. Do want to thank all of our generous sponsors one last time for bringing you the action live and free tonight, the only way we know how on the OH Report. Big shout out to First Federal Community Bank. Banking locally just got a little bit easier. Baker's Pizza in Bucyrus. They are proud of their service to the community, even more proud that they are the place to go after every local game or to watch your favorite team in action. Come join Baker's for a great meal and a great time with friends or family. Sutton Bank, where you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Spherion Mid-Ohio, let us help you build the career you want or the awesome team you want. We build real relationships with you so we can understand what you need and get it for you fast. Scout Construction LLC, with more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more information, 419-989-7240. And finally, Burkhart Farm Center, where it is farmers serving farmers. Got to thank our staff, of course, tonight. Adam Thompson, our maestro, always making us look good on the video and audio devices, switching it all around. Mason Neese, our top camera guy. Joe Balogh, our Hall of Famer. What more can I say? I'm Brian Skowronski, wishing you all a happy rest of your evening. We'll see you tomorrow for another live stream and the debut of The Joe Show. Until then, so long from Olivesburg.